tracking is AI facial recognition.
Now, when you say tracking camera, what does that mean?
Okay, tracking camera is, let's say if you're on a stage somewhere, on a church or whatever, small production or big production, doesn't matter. It will lock in on a subject, your face, and then it will actually pan and follow you around on the stage, which is great thing. People walking in front of you, it's going to keep you in track. Marshall Electronics is, I would call us an innovator in the AV industry. We do everything from MXL microphones, Mogami cable, connectors. But my side of it, I'm more of the professional production AV, which is cameras, monitors, controllers, and some ancillary equipment for the production industry, and also for the people who just have one or two cameras out there that need to put together a shoot.
I have wandered the halls of NAB a little bit this year, not a lot, and there may be one or two other camera manufacturers out there. Why should somebody consider Marshall?
That's kind of a multi-layered answer. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's face it. If you're getting your gear, other manufacturers, and even us, if you do it right, you're going to have an okay picture. But what we do, we take that next step. So all of our gear is on a production value level. We're not taking a security camera and say, oh, we're going to turn it into a POV camera. We offer you the full frame rates, 60, 1080i, 1080p, 720p, and if you're streaming 480, everything you need streaming-wise or just format-wise to use in your production.
I look at Panasonic, I look at JVC, I look at Blackmagic and Sony and Canon. They're professional-grade cameras. Why pick Marshall?
Well, us is more a lot of value added to us. We're at a great price range. We're not a race to the bottom company, but we're going to give you a good value and a good cost at your investment. And secondly, but also more importantly, when you pick up the phone, if you have an issue, you can call me, you can call our tech support, and if you can't get a hold of me, we have team members you can get a hold of. So we're always connected in the industry.
So what have you got that's new at the show?
Yeah, we have a couple exciting projects, or actually more than a couple. Last year, and I'm going to segue into this, we showed our tracking camera. It's kind of an introductory thing. It's like, okay, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. But this year, we fully got all the firmware in it. We were able to really tweak it to where it really where it needs to be. So basically, it's a tracking camera. It's under $1,000. Image quality on it is just absolutely fantastic. Tracking is AI facial recognition.
Now, when you say tracking camera, what does that mean?
Okay, tracking camera is, let's say if you're on a stage somewhere, on a church or whatever, small production or big production, doesn't matter. It will lock in on a subject, your face, and then it will actually pan and follow you around on the stage, which is great thing. People walking in front of you, it's going to keep you in track. But the other great thing about it, when you get into the GUI, the user interface, you can set up parameters. So you can actually set up an area. So if that person walks off, if you have a secondary target, when that target comes in, it will lock onto that target. So the camera's just like going, oh, okay, what do I do? So that's really good. But again, taking all that aside, the image quality on this camera is fantastic for the price. You put it all together, it's a bargain. Great production tool. I mean, you can use it, anywhere with that. Of course, it works with our controllers. Just like any of our other cameras.
Now, this is a PTZ camera, which is point tilt zoom.
Right.
So can one person, if I'm doing a podcast, okay, can I turn this thing on and have it autofocus, or can I manually control the focus?
Both.
And what do I need to be able to control the camera? We
actually have a hardware control system, a PTZ controller with a jog, a knob, and a rocker arm to control all that. We work with third-party software such as Iris. So another good thing about Marshall is yeah, we like you to buy our hardware solutions, but we're kind of open architecture on some of these things. So if you have, for example, OBS or another software package, Barco or whatever controller you want to use, you can do that. So very easy to use and set up.
Now, you talked about the fact there were new things coming. What have we got that's new?
The CV35527X IP. I know these model numbers don't mean a lot to a lot of people, but what this is a what we call a small format camera with a 27 times zoom lens built in. It's not pan and tilt, but you have the capability of zooming in. Again, use it with our controllers, but it also has HDMI, SDI, and streaming. So since it's streaming, it's PoE or PoE Plus, depending on how many you hook into a system. So this is great. So if you have a single person shoot or whatever, somebody's going out in the field, they don't want to carry a lot of stuff with them. You put this on a tripod, and once you fix your area, you're not panning, tilting, and zooming everything, you set it up, then you can set your zoom ratio. So it works very good for that.
Now, wait, you said something. Does that have an internet connection into it? Can I control it remotely through the web?
You can control it through the web. It's
are you using NDI?
This specific camera does not have it, but it will be coming. All of our other PTZ cameras that have NDI, yes, they will do NDI and SRT. So you can choose which one you want to use. And the good thing about that, as in with any of our cameras, if there's a spigot on the back of it, it works. So you don't have to unplug, the Cat 5 cable to get your video out or your HDMI out or whatever. It all works. Great for high-end production, and again, it's good for the people who are just, running around. They need to get a quick production. You have one person. That one person's the sound guy. Whatever. Very easy to use.
Anything else that's new?
We have a switcher, a small HDMI SDI switch. It has a quad viewer built in, so you can use one of our monitors or get something from a box store or whatever and run into it. It has 2 HDMI in and 4 SDI, so you have 6 inputs into it. But what's nice about this is the output levels. I can take a program out SDI, and I can take a program out HDMI. Again, so you're not locked into one specific format.
For people that haven't worked with Marshall gear before, what are some of the key features you want them to keep in mind as they're considering Marshall for their production toolkit?
My spin on it is, we're a company that can supply a lot of production value equipment to help you. I mean, we're probably one of the few manufacturers that have camera solutions, audio solutions, some switching. Our technology is in there. But the point being that anything from a small camera all the way up to our 730 series cameras, which is our premium camera, and everything in between there. So you have the option of choosing where you want to start and where you want to end. Because if you get this camera down here, you can get it to match this camera over here. So you're not throwing your technology away. You may repurpose it, but you don't have to get rid of it. Cameras have interchangeable lenses on it. So, I mean, it's just, we just got a great company. We really do.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you.